Hi, I'm Scott Birmingham, and welcome to another segment of For Your Review. And we have a very special one-on-one with Mr. Taylor Hackford, the director of Love Ranch, and Marty Katz, the producer of Love Ranch. You guys are in town for a really short period of time to do an exciting 2 screenings of Love Ranch. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of films that go on that are shot. Sometimes the producers and directors don't make a point to come out to do these kind of VIP screenings. So my first question is, did you guys think long and hard about doing this, or did you know you wanted to do this for Reno?
Well, listen, you make a film, there are people, when you're a filmmaker, you use a lot of people. They all collaborate on a piece. It's not a painter or a novelist alone at their typewriter or their easel. And all those people put talent into your film. They collaborate. And I always feel it's incumbent upon the filmmaker to come back and show them the film. You want to share that experience and put an end. Here we finally, you were working daily on these different shots. You don't know how it all goes together. Now here it is finished, and then we can go on.
Marty?
It was one of the first phone calls Taylor made to me after the film was finished, was a conversation we had about, we need to take the film to 3 places. We need to take it to Albuquerque, Reno, and have a cast and crew screening in LA. And we've done all that, and through the generosity of a lot of helpful people, we were able to put this together, and so far everyone's enjoyed the venue.
It's interesting, when you have a cast and crew screening, it's not exactly always that easy, because a general audience doesn't know anything. They're just sitting there. Well, the actors are looking at themselves and they're going, oh God, they used that take, look at my hair up here. And the hairdressers are going, oh no, they used that thing with the hair here, or the dolly grip is going, oh my, he used that dolly shot with a bump. You cut a film together using the best things to tell the story, and sometimes you go to cast and crew screening. It's rather quiet because the whole audience they have to see it again. But anyway, in this film, I hope it's enjoyable. People have a chance because so we shot in Reno. We went down Virginia Street. We did a lot of great stuff. We shot in a casino, and we shot a little bit out at the Mustang Ranch. But everybody sees just their portion.
Right.
The whole movie is about much more than that. And so it's interesting for people to kind of say, oh, I was here, but oh wow, I didn't know it was about that.
Which leads me to my next question, is the fact that, in this age of everything being digital and not having to go to locations, it becomes, I would think, very selective to say, okay, we're going to go out to this location, we're going to spend so many days doing this. Was that a hard decision, or did you know you wanted to do it? Is it a money-saving factor? Is it, I want to capture the authenticity? From a director's perspective.
It's not a money-saving situation. It is absolutely authenticity. This film takes place in the mid-'70s. Takes place, in 1976. That's period. And you want to be able to capture some of the reality. If you have to recreate all that digitally, it's really expensive. 1, 2. I believe that you have the characters of this film, the actors who are playing the characters. But another character of the film is the high desert. Another character of the film is Reno. And to be able to go to places and capture that austere beauty of the high desert is really important. You just don't go, if let's go outside of Los Angeles and go to the Mojave Desert. It doesn't look like that. This has a specific look. We did shoot in Albuquerque, which has a similar elevation to Reno. Doesn't have the Sierras behind it, but it has a lot of similar look. We did that to save money. We came to Reno, we didn't save a cent. We actually came here and spent the extra money because I wanted to really get the sense of that town. And there's still a lot of Reno that still has some of that old town feeling.
Do you jump on that as a producer?
Yeah, where would you replicate the biggest little city in the world? Where would you do that? You couldn't. I mean, it would cost much more money than coming here and shooting here for 5 days or 6 days. And we also were able to go to the real Mustang Ranch. We have a sequence in the movie that is done 10 years later, and we went to the real Mustang Ranch for that. So we got a lot of value out of coming here. And when you watch the movie, it'll be very difficult to discern what was shot where.
Now, when you actually get out here and you start shooting it, Do you find that some things will work and maybe some things don't work as right as you wanted to once you get that camera out there?
No, what happened? No, basically, when you have a script, you have a literary document. And people want to read it like a literary document. And the fact is, when you do the film, you're in the editing room and you realize a look from an actor's face says a page of dialogue. And you don't need that page of dialogue. Sometimes you go places and you try over the course of time of experience to learn this, so you don't shoot the extra amount. But inevitably, you go to the editing room and you end up by cutting, and people go, well, where's my scene? You say, well, that person said it with that look. And, you know, so, but you come for specific reasons. Most of the things we shot in Reno are in the film. A couple of scenes inside the casino, we ended up, by time, we had to cut, because inevitably you have to make a story fit within a certain context of under 2 hours usually. But you know, that's the luck of the draw. You get in the editing room and they have a nice saying, the edit is the last rewrite of the script, and it is.
Very true. Do you sometimes go a little crazy once you're out there now? Oh, I gotta shoot this. I gotta shoot this.
It's not a bad idea to do it, because you know, if you're austere and you say, I'm only going to do this, this, and this, and you go in the editing room and you want to go back, you can't.
Right.
Or it's going to cost you a lot of money. And try telling the producer that you want to go back. What? You know, why didn't you do it right the first time?
It's a lot more expensive to go back. Reshoots or additional scenes cost a lot more than doing it right the first time.
Well, you know, they say that you tend to work with friends because you spend a long period of time doing a film together. How would you describe, you know, on the business and also on a personal level, your shooting while you were in Reno? Did you get treated the way you wanted to get treated?
Oh yeah, we came here, and there's a woman named Robin Hollibird who was the film commissioner of Reno. And you know, when you go into a place and you meet somebody who is a professional and is there to really do the job, it makes all the difference in the world. The reason that we have such a great feeling about Reno is because of Robin, and then subsequently because of all the people she connected us with here. You know, this film is about brothels. We went out and visited all the brothels.
And by the way, she continued to help us arrange this screening. Without her help, we couldn't have done it.
You know, these are situations where you have professionals. I think people don't understand what a film commissioner does, but their idea is to bring people in and make it. You know, you say, you know, we'll cooperate with you. You know, we're not going to say stay away. We'll open our city up, and Reno opened up to us, and it was fantastic. We shot on the main drag. We had absolute access, and I have nothing. You know, in the future, you know, I'm president of the Directors Guild. If other directors come to me and say, what's it like to shoot in Reno? I'm saying, go. It's fantastic. They actually make things happen, and I recommend it.
Well, I certainly want to make sure we extend an invitation for next year for the Reno Film Festival, because I think it'd be great to hear directors' perspectives of the good and the bad, the ugly of making films. Let's talk about one thing that it doesn't get discussed enough, and Marty and I were talking about it briefly. You did it with Ray, you did it with Love Ranch, and that is shooting your movie and then finding a distributor for it afterwards. Is it something that you think you want to cultivate doing more, less?
It's very hard. It's very, very hard. You know, when you do a film, you usually do it and have a distributor in advance. Of course, then you have the studio breathing down your neck, and I've spent a career, and so has Marty, having that. It isn't by design. It's that it gets harder and harder in today's world in Hollywood to actually make serious dramas. You know, they just don't want to make them anymore. They want to make comic books, and they always make action films and comedies. That's fine, and I don't have anything against those films. But if you're interested in making a serious drama, you know, I made Ray. It took me 13 years to find the financing, 15 years before I actually finished the film. Pardon me. You know, you can tell I'm determined.
Right.
But, you know, that film actually did very, very well. And everyone in Hollywood said, nope, nobody will be interested in it. Ray Charles is passé, he's an old man. You know, you have to believe in something. And unfortunately, you don't work as much as you like, because to be able to sell that is hard. This film, you know, is about brothels, but it's not about an idealized kind of phony erotic vision of a brothel. It's a kind of realistic view of what it was like in, you know, the mid-70s here, out in Sparks. And a lot of people go, well, wait a minute, that doesn't look very glamorous to me. I said, well, it wasn't very glamorous. It wasn't. But it was real, and it was interesting. And to me, there was a compelling desire to make this film and to tell this story. Hopefully, it'll find an audience, whether it's an audience in theaters or on cable or in DVD. That's the thing that's nice today. There are many lives in films. And hopefully, the audience around the world catches up.
And I'm thrilled to have Taylor Hackford here and Marty Katz. You guys, I wish there were so many more like you guys in the business that are willing to sit down and talk. And I'm sure they are, but to come up here to Reno and do screenings is an extra plus for you guys. So I want to thank you for making a point to come out here and talk with me a little bit about Love Ranch. I'm Scott Birmingham, and this is One on One, and this is for your review.